When the elevator doors opened, the penthouse was silent, so I heard the swoosh as if it were a clanging bell. Lena had taken Jake on a visit to the zoo to give me some time to cry, but with every passing minute, I both missed him more and knew that it was nearer to Finn coming home. Finn, the man I'd told my worst secrets to, the man I loved, the man I'd vowed to be with until death did us part. Twice. But who I couldn't share this truth with. A truth that... After researching Siren Amelia, I knew what I was going to do, and I knew he wouldn't agree. Over the hours of staring at nothing, of looking up at the ceiling and trying to think of a resolution, I knew what my next steps would be. Knowing that the penthouse would have spat out a bubbling, gurgling toddler who'd be squealing happily if it were Jake and Lena returning from the zoo, I quickly shot up from the mattress and darted into the bathroom. The second I saw my reflection, I winced because I looked like I'd been crying. That was the opposite of what I needed. I had to present a calm front, a strong and resolute front, so when I told Finn how it was going to go down, he'd listen and wouldn't take over. Scrubbing my face with my cleanser, I wasn't surprised when there was a knock on the bathroom door.
Aoife?
My brow furrowed as I heard the note in his voice. Sorrow? I knew my husband well. He was the king of the poker face, and that extended to most parts of his body. Okay, not his dick, but everything else he had complete control over. If he sounded like that, it was because his guard was down, and that meant something had happened. Something bad. My own worries shoved aside, I dragged open the door, soap still on my face, and demanded, "Finn, what is it?" His voice matched his expression, which only augmented my worries. Jesus, he looked like he'd aged 100 years since this morning. Finn was incapable of being unattractive. It was those O'Donnelly genes. But the way his shoulders were stooped and his expression, his exhaustion reached out to me. Did he know? That was all I could think. Had the doctor called him? Had John, my guard, told him? Finn looked like he was grieving. He pressed a shoulder to the door and told me,
I need to speak with you, sweetheart.
Isn't that what we're doing now?
No.
Rubbing a hand over his face, he muttered,
I wish.
What is it? He wafted a hand at me.
Wash your face first.
Then I watched the transformation happen. He went from being my husband to being the reason I'd love him until the day I died. He straightened up and questioned,
Do you need something to eat? How are you feeling?
He moved over to me and pressed his fingers to my stomach. That hurt. That hurt so bad. I wanted to scream the truth at him, to tell him that I didn't want to eat again, that I felt like hell. But he wouldn't understand. He couldn't understand. He'd think that the baby in my belly didn't matter as much as Jake and him. He wasn't wrong, but I just couldn't terminate the pregnancy. I couldn't. Not yet. There were all kinds of surgeries that gave me hope. Biting my lip at the thought, I barely managed to stop myself from shoving his hand away and told him huskily, I'll wash my face and be right out.
You sure you don't want anything to eat?
No, I'm not hungry. He nodded, stepped back, and started tugging at the half-Windsor knot on his necktie. As he pulled it free, I watched him. Watched as what should have been an easy motion took a good couple of seconds. Has someone died? I blurted out before I finished washing up, my little face sponge still dripping suds and water onto the bathroom floor. His head whipped to the side, and as our eyes caught and held, I knew someone had died.